Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin's Hours, and we are jumping into a traditional best of three Kaldheim Draft on MTG Arena. Chat, say hello to YouTube. If you'd like to watch the drafting live or have a deck review to submit that you've recorded on 17 lands or YouTube, would love to look at that too. You can do that at twitch.tv/Semulin. I'm still kind of on the plan of we should default to green cards if we can possibly take them. Just because it allows you to use so much flexibility if you can get into that 5-color green deck. We've also been playing a lot of Sealed on the stream in preparation for a Sealed tournament this weekend, which I'm excited about. It'll be nice to play some competitive Magic. Don't get to do that very often. So if everything's working properly on this recording, you're not hearing any music, but the people live are. If you see me kind of rocking out, it's really kind of hard to rock out to like chill electronica, but you know what I mean. Chilling out? So we've got a bit of a build around here. Now, I've said that you should default to green cards. It's important to understand that Jon Snow is not a green card. But I've done some work with Jon Snow. The main thing that I figured out you can do with this is play the Scepter side, the Rhyme Staff, get into blue-black or green-black, pick up those zombies that you can sacrifice to give things minus equal to your snow lands, and then just rebuy them. Like, you can really set up some cool shenanigans with that. I think this is probably less open than selecting something like a Rootless Yew or an Elven Bow, because the Yew's not bad. A lot of people argue that this is worse than the 5-mana 5/5 Elf, and stat-wise it is, but assuming you have two Lindas, it's actually pretty good. But I think we'll start with this, see if that color pair happens to be open. If it's not, it's okay, we'll let it go. And you can still play this in a green deck, like it's not the end of the world. I do still think we should be looking to the commons, looking at the commons last, looking to the rares and uncommons first. And Glimpse the Cosmos is giving us access to something we're probably not going to get. Like, it's almost a dig through time if you played a long time ago. Port of Carfell is quite good too. Shimmerdrift Vale is good too if you want to like build towards doing busted stuff. I think if Glimpse wasn't here, I might be considering the Vale, because that could at least lead towards playing, I don't know, green, blue, and splash the other side of this if it gets there. But Glimpse the Cosmos, quite good. Tree Season's not bad either, but I wouldn't pick it here. This might just be a Snuggle. I'm torn between the Mistwalker and the Snuggle. Snow Island here, it's way too early to take a snow land. We have no payoffs for snow mana. And people aren't going to pass payoffs for snow mana. I mean, and if they do, then we'll start taking the snow mana. I think one thing people are doing wrong in this format is gobbling up snow lands early. Jordan is a payoff to snow things that are not lands. I can take the Mistwalker here. I mean, sure, technically you can cast something, untap some lands, and do it again, but I'm not going crazy over that. Like, Jorn isn't the payoff. The Rhyme Staff is the payoff. Now we've got a bit of a decision point. You can get your snowlands from the grave. I don't know how you're going to get a snowland in the grave, but you can do that. Because we need to decide here if we want to take the Blizzard Brawl and start looking at blue-green as a realistic possibility. The Changelings are not snow. Or we can take this Demon Bolt and be potentially set up to do blue-red. We could also hedge and take another Mistwalker or a Bergstrider, but I think I'd rather leave myself open to 2 archetypes. Well, what if we were just open to all of the archetypes? Glittering Frost has some thoughts. So we could essentially be blue-green splashing for red and black. Now I'm going to start getting interested in snow permanents. This could also lead to green-red, interestingly, because something like a Sculptor of Winter is going to go up a good bit in our pick order now that we have a Glittering Frost. So, yeah, let's do it. I do like Glittering Frost a lot. You'll need card draw from blue in order to kind of make up for the fact that you're... Like, we're going to end up playing a deck that has 19 mana sources because I'm taking this one here. So this Glimpse is actually quite important to what we're doing. I don't need another one here. Although, frankly, I'm still going to take it, because if I get enough card draw, we're basically good to go. This is one of my favorite archetypes to get into, because now that I have 2 Glittering Frosts, I can enable all of the snow payoffs. I don't really have to stress about getting a bunch of snow lands. And I can pick just about anything we open that I want. That sounds wonderful, Dave. There's decks that will try to punish that, but not a lot of them. I do like a Run Ashore, especially if we're going to ramp into it. I don't think I'm going to end up with a deck that wants Raven Wings, but we'll see where this turns up. So right now, the only real thing we've got going with the Rhyme Staff is I could get back a Sculptor. That's pretty underwhelming. So this may just be a 3-mana 3/3 here that sometimes can like pseudo ramp us a little bit. I'm okay with that. There's still a whole draft left to do, though. Ooh, I like Notvold Recluse a lot. I've sung this card's praises enough for everybody to know why I like it, but it's real good. Hey, that's a decent thing you can plop down. Like, after criticizing this card somewhat, if we're getting it 11th, I'm pretty happy with it. I just don't want to be 4th picking it. Yeah, sure. We could potentially play 2. I'm hoping we'll do more powerful things than play 2 of these, but we could certainly play 2 of them. It's like half a world where we go in on something like green-black if it's incredibly open and we open the right cards. Because right now, like, we're green. We could play this too. We're probably green-blue, but we'll need to see. Like, this is a very compelling reason to start thinking about black. You need a lot of elves. We could also just take a Linda or take an Augury Raven, and I like both of those cards. The Raven kind of cements us into blue. But, like, I think this deck would play 2 Lindas and be very happy about it. Yeah, I feel like building around the Augur might be too much for me. I also am not convinced that green-blue is necessarily open. We might be moving into green-red here. I'm going to take a Linda. I did not think I would be first picking Ravenous Lindworms. Okay. So maybe there is something to this. I love Notvold Recluse. So I've said this a million times on stream, and I apologize for going over this again and again and again. But against black, blue, and white, this trades for flyers. Against red, it trades for 4-mana 4/4s. The only card it's kind of actively, the only deck it's kind of actively bad against is ones that are trying to build up one large creature and then move equipments around. So, like, I kind of don't love it against red-white, but against all the other decks, this card's pretty good. I've played up to 3 and been pretty happy about it. If black is going to be this open, we'll take a look. And I'm going to regret, to an extent, passing that Berserker, but I think we'll be all right. Yeah, here we've got Feed the Serpent versus the Packmate. I mean, you just take the Packmate, but let's talk. This is one of the better green uncommons. And now it's time to think a little bit. Because I like Rune of Flight, I like Bind the Monster, but we may actually be moving into green-black. Because I think it's pretty open this way. My only issue with green-black is I don't know where I'm going to get the card advantage back from. We could take Snuggle, but I think that's not really correct here. I'm going to speculate that black's so open this direction, we're going to get hooked up. And if it's not, and I regret it, I'll kind of live with it. Oh, okay, it's not. But I could still splash off of the Glittering Frost. Because this is a pretty easy Ravager. Oh, God, could you give me a little more focus, please? What does it look like if we're doing something like this? This needs to hit warriors or elves, which it's not super gonna do, but it could do some. Jund them out. That's kind of what I'm thinking currently. I'm just concerned about the card draw in this deck, because we're not going to get that much of it. I'm pretty sure I don't want Return Upon the Tide. That means we're probably looking at a Broken Wangs. Play 2 Lindas, though. There's our card advantage. We're going to kill them with 2 Lindas. We've already got 1 Wither Crown. I'm not incredibly excited about playing it, but I suppose we could. But I think I'm more likely to want access to one of these. We could potentially use the wings. I first picked one of these. So Come As Faithful starts to turn on some strategies. If we mill a Glimpse, we could potentially cast it if we ever drew this. I think I'm interested in these. And I think I'm interested in these. So we've kind of moved in on green-black elves. I doubt the mana's good enough to play a Cinder Giant, but we might. Yeah, this isn't really the build I wanted to get into, but it may be where we end up. It's like, we've got 5 elves now, so this starts to get interesting. We've got enough elves that the Splashed Ravager will probably kill something. This is not my favorite color pair, but if we can make it work, I'll make it work. Yoinks! I do really like Rune Crown, and I think we'd love additional mana fixing. But we just found, like, I've been complaining about card draw. Now all of a sudden we've got it. A draft token today is like getting a Premier Draft for half the price. I don't know what Premier Drafts cost. It's a good deal, though. Are they the same as Best of 3? Okay. It's a good deal. You should take it. So now we can take an Elfin Bow, which I like, or we can take a Rootless Yew, which I like a considerable amount, given that we've got 2 Lindas to fetch. I really want that bow, but I've been complaining the whole time about card advantage. And with 2 Lindas, I'm going to be able to find one. Vandal looks pretty good. There's been a Runed Crown deck going by, and we've kind of just watched it pass. But this is shaping up. Oh yeah, we actively want that Vandal. From here, if I just have to play a Wither Crown or another Outrider, we can do that. I don't mind playing 2 Rootless Yews, but I think the Sculptor of Winter is our jam here. Because with 2 of these and 2 Glittering Frosts, we can start to do something. And I think this is probably the deck. Now I think if we see black or green snowlands, we're probably interested in them. It's an elf, which matters some, but not a lot. It kind of is, but, isn't it? We could have had as many of the 2/1s as we wanted. The problem is 1 or 2 2/1s is about as many as I want. Ermagerd, a Kurderderm Scourge. So what would Struggle be replacing here? Maybe the Glimpse at this point? Conceivably even the Doom Bolt, but I think now that we have the 2 Sculptors, I'm very interested in the first Snowland. Man, we got a Horizon Seeker, an Elderfang Disciple. I like a lot of these cards. Yeah, you can always go back and look at a draft in a time machine and be like, it would have been better to take this. I might end up wanting this Horizon Seeker. I don't think I do currently, but there will at least be matchups where I might be interested in it. So now we could look at Struggle and maybe taking out the blue, and we're going to get card advantage from... not exactly sure. Your thoughts on Seeker? It's playable, which is a pretty nice thing to say about it. But I think Glimpse is probably out. That would be difficult for us to make work. Yeah, the Wolves are pretty good. It's about as many Snowlands as we need. I'm not unhappy with where this went. I do like Dogged Pursuit in the sideboard. Do I want another Faithful? I don't think I'm main decking it. It doesn't mean I don't want access to it. Gifts isn't terrible with Packmates. I really like a Village Rites in the size board, and I also think there's some possibility we would play this. I think I'm more likely to bring this in if we get grindy. I love this guy in the sideboard. That'll close out a game. I've already got one of those that I'm not playing. We could try this. I think once you get the Crippling Fear, it's worth playing the black. So give us 6, 7. Why does it think I want 4 of these? I do not want 4 of these. I was thinking 1 would be plenty. Evaluation on Raven Wings. We've seen this card plenty of times. It's functionally a reprint. I don't think turning something into a bird matters that much. Flying will win you games. I imagine we'll take it out in a decent number of matchups. But I think this deck is interested in it. When I've got a decent amount of 4/2s, I'm interested in clonking people out with it. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. This is a little greedy on the red. I don't quite have enough red sources to make this consistent, which is where I'm starting to think I might want that Horizon Seeker. No, there are no questions that are not okay to ask. Like, ask questions. It's good to ask questions. I think I might rather have the Horizon Seeker than the Mentor. I'm not really doing anything with some extra tokens. Like, I think if you're playing enough creatures, like if you're over 14 creatures, you can start to think about a Raven Wings, especially if some of your creatures are big. And I think we can use it here. Let's give this a go. I don't think it's bad. It wasn't exactly what I thought we were going to start out drafting, but yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to be hefty chonks here. All right. Look at a hand with a pack mate, and you're like, this looks good. Oh. It's probably just better than Jorn. I guess you would try to build around this and do shenanigans that you're not going to be able to do with the Packmate, but Packmate's just good. I don't like either of these cards. I don't want to underestimate what my opponent's doing, because they may have a reason for playing them. But generally speaking, I don't want to be playing these cards. None of this actually matters. I don't really want to trade off for the 1/1 token, though. Like, it looks like we're probably going to get into Crippling Fear shenanigans and name Wolf, which almost makes me just want to do something like this. If there's a swamp on top, I'm pretty happy with that. Going with an Icy Manipulator and a lot of mana. It's not quite a 4 for 1. It's like a 3.5 for 1. Shapeshifters are immune to Crippling Fear, yes. They don't get afraid. Maybe they get afraid, they're just not crippled by it. Potentially. It's difficult to say. This makes things a little more awkward, because I'm going to have to double block that. Yeah, I suppose that helps in a way too, because it's going to put something in the graveyard so the Vandal can take that out. I'm a little scared of a combat trick. I suppose I don't have to block. Okay. Now I can pretty happily block. Unless they have a snuggle, at which point I'm just dead. We're gonna go pretty low. Dag nabbit. I needed this. It's something. I think I need to struggle just to stay alive here. So maybe take out one of their mana sources. Maybe take out this guy. Ideally, we'd take out the 5/5, but that's just not a world we're living in. Because I still am in a position where I may have to double block. I think they're basically trying to turn these into Mox Emeralds, which I've heard some people argue that they basically are. I mean, if you think about it, they're kind of like Mox Emeralds, right? It's rough, dude. It's real rough. So this would be me taking 7, 8, and going to 1. I don't think we can go to 1. I mean, it doesn't matter what we block. We're dealing the damage to that. We're just looking at trying to prevent as much damage as possible here, which I guess is this. I have never seen a Sin of the Worthy be this good. And I'm still not going to. Alright, so I can take out a Sin of the Worthy, get a board going, start to talk, have some blockers. This kind of sucks. Uh, 600, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to see if I can get through this game, Can. I'm not quite yet sure that I can, but we're going to try. We're still pretty far out of it unless I can hit the double black, but that's been the case for this the whole time. Like, this hand just really needed double black. Does this do anything? I block a 3/3. No, we're just dead. Just super dead. So we're doing a bit of a subscriber drive this month to hit some goals and give some sweet rewards. We have already hit +1 hour to weekday streams, so I'll be streaming 9 hours Monday through Friday throughout all of February. We've also unlocked 8-hour Catterday streams. The next one is 1 more hour to weekdays. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources. We got plenty of black sources, that's not the problem. After that, we move to me streaming in a cat onesie for all of March. And at 900, the big one, I will do my second 24-hour stream. I don't think I need Raven Wings against them. I just need more crap to block. It's where something like the Mentor or another Outrider starts to look interesting. I think I'm going to go with the Mentor here. You make those numbers going up by Subscribing or buying skins in Stream Raiders. Speaking of which, we can probably do our Stream Raiders battle now too. We got a little unlucky to hit a bunch of green sources in the beginning and then never get to the double black. It is what it is. I'm wondering if black would be better if their removal spell was 3 and... I mean, if it was 3 and a black. Because I don't think it actually would be. Because then you would never see them. All the green decks would play them. Adam with the kills, Augie with the assists, rewards for BTG, Wizard, Thangarth, Kakman, and Unglued. Like, I think it's actually a better card that it's priced at 2 black, because you sometimes get the opportunity to play it. It is frustrating when it pops up like that, isn't it? I will be changing the towels, just not right this second. Yeah, exactly, Manorian. Harriet, thank you for the gift sub. Y'all spam some cats for Harriet. I guess this time we get to do it. I hope their board's just as weak to it. Boom. Number go up. Let us spam some cats for Harriet. We've got more forests than we do swamps. We should be able to find us one in forests. And when we do, it's going to be good. I think I still like Wolf first, because I'd pretty happily trade that off for the Longboat. And the Sculptor can't get me to Alinda without another forest anyway, and if we draw a 5-drop, we'd just play it. I think they're actually just on 4-color nonsense with an aggressive draw last game. Because this opener looks like 4-color nonsense. Well, remember they did play a Bind the Monster against us last game off of Splash Mana. But we're playing Draft. It's unlikely that they sided into a different deck. I've seen people in Sealed do that. Roll over me game 1, side into a worse deck, and then lose. I think I'm supposed to take this trade. Because I'm sitting on a Wrath for Yetis and Elves and whatever else I might want. And I don't think Activate Hit Me for 3 is going to functionally erase this. Well, they're just better than a Mox Emerald, right? Because you can get any color you want for them. It's a strictly better Mox. This gets bound, right? No, squashed. Alright. Alright, well, we know what we're doing next turn. And I don't see a compelling reason to play out the Sculptors. They don't have flying. They're obviously not birds of paradise. Mystic elves. Remember Mystic elves? Remember? I remember. It's longer ago than you think, man. At least a couple years. We just played M21. It was 7 years ago.
Legacy will sell. Join me in battle.
I'm sorry, Techno Shaman, but thank you for the warning.
Well, at least my neck will not last me.
Not much more greedy than that. Last thing I want is them untapping and doing shenanigans. Like, they probably play this. It doesn't even have great blocks. And we could just bolt it away, and then what are they doing? Well, I know what they're doing. They're taking a bunch of damage. Dude, you should totally summon Butt Spot Jr. Only one problem with that. That I can see. So you play the Kinseeker first. You're not stone dead. That is an ambitious mana base. I mean, frankly, I approve, but I wish I had that stupid elf berserker. Can you change it so he'll stay longer? Yes, I need to change the towels. Not without paying money. Okay, fair enough. I can see the argument then. I was trying to see if there's reasons we'd want to bring the Raven Wings back in or bring a Broken Wings in, and I kind of feel like if I could just block for a while, I'll probably beat them. You know nothing, Yorn Snow. Thank you for writing a butt-bot code, Tommy. It's not quite what I expected. That's pretty good, Kenny. I didn't think we were on one drop with pants stratagems. So lets me get a little bit more mana out, basically. I should have done it earlier if you were going to do it. Does facilitate double spelling a bit easier. Why wouldn't I just swing back? That feels like it's just baiting me into a combat trick. What you reckon? They got another squash? I guess I'm going to need to get it out of their hand. Like, if they have the squash anyway, they just use it to kill my Outrider, which is what I'm looking to stabilize with, so... I reckon this is going to come down to if there's a land on top of my deck or not. It's not a land. It is something that can block, though. And can get us to a Linda next turn if I keep it alive. I'd really like to. count an extension? What'd that mean? Jumposaurus Rex. I don't need anything else on this board. Chonk. All right, from YouTube's perspective, I'll be right back. Wait a minute. I've only got stop recording, not pause recording. Why don't I have pause recording? Did it take away my ability to pause the recordings? I don't like this. That means I can't take a break. All right, then I guess we can't take a break. Yeah, there used to be a pause button. Now there isn't. OBS, what happened? This is scary. All right. All right, chat, remind me to change the towels after this. Thank you, Tommy. Very helpful. Well, it used to have a pause on. Well, it didn't have one, and then it did, and now it doesn't again. So I just looked for my pause button, and it's gone. More Mox Emeralds, yo. Just like we suspended it. Buttspot just may not have much to say today. I suppose I should look first and see if I hit something I want to cast. Because let's say we hit another Sculptor of Winter, we can't cast it. That's unfortunate. Ah, okay. I really want to cast Linda, but I can't. I figure we see what they're up to before I play something else out, because there's a possibility I want to play Crippling Fear on Elves. So some of my settings got reset recently. Well, Crippling Fear not on Elf. Like, say we play it on Wolf here, all of a sudden that might be interesting. Is this a wolf? That is a wolf. That's weird. I wonder if they'll leave me with anything. They probably double block this one and then block that here, and I just use this as a removal spell on Curter. Because if I play, there's no way to get him here. I can name Wolf or Elf. I guess naming Elf is still okay. It just makes me wish I'd played this out last turn. I'm trying to decide if I'm better off attacking and then seeing what's left, and I think I might be. It's going to drain me, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it leaves them with that and me with this. That's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And we don't have to worry too much about augmentation on the pop because we can pop that with a Vandal or something. Pretty easily pop that with a Vandal. I didn't want to boast. What are they going to get back? And do I care that they get it back? They're going to get back another Curter? That's what they're thinking they're going to do. I don't think they're getting back anything I care about, but let's just turn it off. What if they weren't doing any of that? So my OBS settings have changed, which may be the issue with why we had some problems. We got any snow-covered permanents? We do. That's pretty neat. Turns out Jon Snow does know something. Did I say hello to Dave? I meant to say hello to Dave. Hello, Fasty Dave. I feel like we probably got our Stream Raiders battle here, and I don't think I want to size board too much. But I'm going to take a look while that's fighting. I could sort of see trying to get something in a little earlier so we can block. Maybe making room for a second Almost Faithful. But I feel like that's just potentially setting up better options for them for the reanimations. The sealed event that a lot of people are excited about is on Catterday, which I will be streaming. Probably just do one buy-in and see how it goes. Adam with the kills, Core with the assists. Rewards for Simwife, Miklas, Kakman, Urberk, and Paladin. Almost to a skin chest. I feel like if I bring in more Coma's Faithful, that may just set them in a position where they've got better reanimates for their shenanigans, and I'm enabling their way downs. So like, I almost want to take the one Coma's Faithful out, but the lifelink seems pretty useful. So kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. This would give us decent blockers though, if that's what I'm looking for. And I might be. Let's give that a little spin. I kind of feel like they're playing some cards that they need to do a little bit of work to enable, and if I'm helping them, I don't want to. Man. This has got some potential. Probably not the best Horizon Seeker I've ever seen, but it's good enough. Alright, if they got a crown, we may want to think about some more artifact destruction. We've got a broken wings in the size board. Take these broken wings and smash a crown again. That's a lot of crowns. May as well nug them for an extra point here. I've seen this be a very good way to close a game in an aggressive deck. I've played it before. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem for me. This is the turn where it would have been ideal for us to draw the other guy. Now, there's nothing for them to get back. They're likely to trade this for the Lindworm. But that's not that's also not great for us. They got a bunch of discard over here and could be playing Skull Raids too. But I'm going to need a little bit of help here. I'm never killing any of their creatures with this, so I just need to put this on the board, I think. Yeah, because like a Jaspara Sentinel is big enough to trade for my stuff now. It's big enough to functionally hold me back, too. Not like this. I will say I haven't been having any of the glitchy issues, so if it's a trade of there's no glitches, but I can't pause it, that's probably better. We needed a better draw than that this turn. Good lord. I wonder if they were better off making the other blocks. They might have been. I guess they get to keep the Curter this way? Hey, what's up, Lord? That hurts. Alright, well, we know what their game plan is now. So we can make some more intelligent sideboard decisions. Interestingly, Run Ashore would be quite good against them, but I think most of what we want is the Broken Wangs. And I think I might want 2 Broken Wangs. I almost want to trim out the red cards and get another black source in here. Because if we, I guess I could cut one of the Glittering Frost if we do that. Bring in potentially a Recruiter of my own. I kind of like that plan. This is a pretty big deck adjustment. I did want the Recruiter. Yeah, I got the Recruiter. So now we're going into just straight up black-green. We're going to keep our Raven Wings as a way to try to finish the game. I think I'm digging this. Because I don't mind 1 Glittering Frost to try to get some ramp. But I really don't want to die to those. This may be oversized boarding. But I feel like what I'm scared of out of them is actually the crown, not really any of their particular creatures. Oh, lordy. Oh. Oh. Ooh. That is a tough keep. I mean, you never send that back, but it's still terrifying. I think I'm supposed to block one of these. I only get punished if it's a snowland. There are only 2 snowlands in the deck, so I'm not particularly likely to draw those. And if it comes up, it would make Jon Snow better. What is your favorite Kaldheim Draft archetype, and which one you feel is underdrafted, undervalued? I guess we can use this as a removal spell on the token. I've beaten the dragon. We could do it here with the land potentially, but I kind of need it right now. Because that's not going to work. I mean, I don't really ever have favorite archetypes. I guess I do sometimes. I don't think I have a favorite archetype in this particular format. It's like, I got excited about Epitaph Golem in the last core set. I think that's the last time I've legitimately had a favorite archetype. We're just dead here. We didn't hit the lands. That sucks. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on us, or we'd have had more turns. Because, like, whatever, we weren't really necessarily anticipating them having, you know, a 5/5 flyer. We have another turn. How do we have another turn? We use this there. Sure, we have another turn. Let me show you why it doesn't matter. I don't think there's I think snowlands are being overvalued right now. People are taking them way too highly. Like, there were people suggesting that you should just basically grab them over and over and over. This could matter if they don't have another creature, right? That's basically it. They'd need to not play a 2-power creature here. But my guess is they probably have a 2-power creature. And we can be like, we did it, Reddit. But we're still dead. I think people are picking the snowlands a little too highly right now. I think shy of that, there's really not anything that's over or undervalued. We should eventually be able to get to where black is undervalued. We just haven't yet. Because I think a lot of people are still opening elf payoffs and being like, let's play elves. And it's just not good. Well, snow isn't high variance. Snow is a payoff for green and blue uncommons. That's it. It's really all it's doing. But I think I tend to draft green cards a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean it's my favorite archetype, just that if there's a 5-color green deck in the format, you should probably set yourself up to be able to play it. And if it doesn't come around, whatever, you can just play blue-green or red-green. Or, sadly, sometimes green-black. And green-white. Green-white's fine, too. Like, green's really the only color that just pairs nicely with everything except black. And I still eventually think we'll get to the point where people decide black is so bad you'll get 6th and 7th pick Feed the Serpents, and then it's not bad anymore. We're just not there yet. But yeah, that's just a good card. I think they're both pretty bad. I mean, white gives you a cheaper removal spell. I don't need this. Not as much as they need that. I really do need this, though, but go figure. This hurts, but we're going to get our value. Don't you worry. The next turn is almost assuredly going to be Basalt Ravager. There's a chance I'd want to struggle that turn, too. Yeah, they're both fine. I don't like the way white-red works out, but that doesn't make it terrible. All of a sudden, Basalt Ravager looking a little less exciting. So maybe we'll just do something else then. Yeah, it's definitely on the menu. What's up, Adam? Salad is not bad. Nothing wrong with a good salad. I don't see a reason not to just take this out now. I was going to see if I could get him to double block me. Yeah, I understand the argument for playing it that way, but the sculptor is an elf rogue. But white-red doesn't really have anything better than a 4-mana 4/4. I think I might have over-sideboarded in that last one, but I would like another Broken Wings here. I don't think I need to go nuts over it, but I think I'd like one. Almost Faithful, still fine. I probably don't need Raven Wings to win this, because I'm going to get much bigger than them on the ground relatively quickly. So I'm okay with this. What are they going to play on 5 mana that's better than a 4/4? Yeah, we got the Twitch radio to work. So people watching on YouTube don't hear anything. People watching here can hear a little bit of music in the background. It fiddled with some of my settings, which has taken away my pause button for recording, and I have had 2 OBS crashes, which is concerning. Because like having that crash is just a catastrophe. You lose any hosts that you have, like it's bad. I mean, maybe basics. I'm trying to remember if there's anything in the set that would punish us for taking that line. Right? Like, is there anything where they could have an indestructible spell or something like that? I don't think there is. I guess it wouldn't even matter because it exiled, so maybe it was better to do it on their turn. It's probably also incredibly unlikely that they play blue mana and then have a Disdainful Stroke up, but good lord, you never know, do you? I'm trying to decide here if I need to play the Sculptor of Winterout and trade it. And I think the answer is actually yes, if I can. Because that would mean our Vandal could answer an equipment in the not too distant future. Because they could easily play a pick or something here and would be pretty... I mean, I wouldn't say we'd be happy about it, but we could answer it. That's probably a Demon Bolt, which is probably going to answer whatever I play here, which is more or less fine. Like, answer this, maybe I can draw a card off of it. How is that a sus attack with pop? If I block, they pump it and first strike me down. There's a free attack with a pop. They had 2 mana at the time? Okay. I could pop that, but I kind of don't care. Okay, then that's a good find, Kenny. Why didn't... I guess they're not attacking me because of the first strike. They'd need to be able to pump it. I was convinced they had enough mana, but they may not have been. I'm still a little tired. I stayed up way too late on Friday playing Rust, and I still haven't quite recovered from it. Nap time, Byzantines. It may very well have a run amok. All right, Harriet, remind me when you get back we can look at your sealed pool. They could have 2 hammers. They've certainly got more equipments. I want to make sure we hit the land, but I also want to make sure I just have nice, easy blocks on that. I could Vandal away the Rune of Sustenance, but I don't know that the lifelink matters that much. Like, this is such a good blocker. Because they kind of have to do something to get through it with both of those creatures. Yeah, I've got potential double blocks set up for both of these. I don't know that they can even attack here without a run amok specifically. And I could kind of just make them use it to chew through the Shadow Sage. It might still be a Demon Bolt. Yes, because we're trading 6 for 6 with an aggressive deck. Like, knowing that we have big stuff coming, I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Yeah, that could be what they're going for, but it seems like it's going to be difficult to get from here. I will need another black mana to really turn it off, but... I can't imagine that's Iron Verdict. But if it is, you got me. I get to draw more cards. It's Sigrid. Okay. Okay. I suppose I could actually draw the Demon Bolt. We kept that in, so why not? And that's just a better 4/4. I think I can take 5. I probably need to play out the not Volt Recluse here and not keep holding this for shenanigans, but, well, dang it, I meant to play the Frost. I'm bad, don't judge me. That wasn't what I meant to do. Oops. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. That was going to be interesting, and then it wasn't. Too many cards that cost the same amount in my hand. Maybe I do need a nap. I don't know that I'm necessarily priced into feeding the serpent here, but I might be. I'd really like to do it when they attack with something. There is some cost to holding up 4 mana for the game, though. Like, that's not insignificant. I wish I still had that Broken Wings. Got any snow stuff in the graveyard? I need to know what to do if we hit Jon Snow. Yeah, we would definitely use that. Alright, we'll give it one more turn and see what they do. Could still be a Demon Bolt, but a fight here and there seems pretty dang good to me. Did I say I didn't need Raven Wings to finish this? It was a Demon Bolt. Might still be able to get him on a double block with Feed the Serpent. I feel like we're in okay shape. It's just going to take a little while. I may have to kill that. I don't want to kill that. But that gives them attacks that they don't have right now. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be dead. Alright, Ravager gets me Elf, Wolf, Spider, Worm. It gets me nothing. I guess it kills a pup. It kills a pup and gives me something that can attack. That's good enough. Because I could potentially send in the spider and trade for that, and then send in this and trade for that, and then all of a sudden we start to get ahead. But I think I still need to be patient for at least one more turn. 4 mana 4/4s in red. Breaking the format, man. It is hurting us a little bit that we drew both of our Glittering Frosts. Whatever the last card is, they want to keep it. It's better than... So that is not a land. This is at least infinite 2/2s, which I'll take. I think it can be a little better given the fullness of time, but it's at least infinite 2/2s. It is not foretold. It could still be that run amok that we were worried about. I guess we should look at cards left. Like, there are 5 cards in their library that aren't in mine. You two that have flash, they already played that. Oh, these? Well, they come into play tapped, so like there's not much point in waiting. We could also just draw our Wrath. That'd be pretty good. All right, now I'm kind of tempted to trade away this Linda and play the other one, so I think I'm going to give that a shot. Some argument to send in with the Ravager too, but let's see where this goes. It says you may play, not cast. So I think it might actually. Here, let's try it for fun. Yeah, it doesn't, okay, it doesn't get around timing. That does kind of make sense. Not the Wallet Inspector. Thank you for the resub.
I am getting hosed on all my KHM drafts with decks I think are in the range of good to great. I will just watch Sem instead.
Thank you. So what are our attacks here? If I get rid of the other 4/4, I've got good attacks. This doesn't necessarily do that. So if I'm going to do that, I would need to send with all of them, and I'm okay with that. I don't think we send both Sculptors. We could use them to gang block stuff down and not be that concerned about getting blown out. Like, their best blocker right now is the Hulk. If I can get that off the board, we're in business. Or if I can get everything else off the board, that works too. They had a Kaya's Onslaught. If they're using that defensively, I think we're quite happy. Because now nothing can block. Still no snow people down here, which is a shame, but I'll take infinite 2/2s. They may have thought that possums too. Yikes. That's pretty brutal. Let's pick elf. That's why we went into black. It's a very scared Hulk. It's pretty good there, yeah. All right, so we didn't quite get the 3-0 that I was after, but as long as you're getting some 3-0s now and then, a 2-1 isn't the end of the world. We will take these. Let's wrap up with our Stream Raiders battle and give chat time to say goodbye to YouTube. I think we have this one a bit overwhelmed, don't we? That was quite possibly the quickest Stream Raiders battle we're ever going to see. Because everything that mattered died instantly. Splat. Adam with the kills, Thangarth with the assist. Rewards for Wasted Youth, Kakman, and Thangarth. And we on to the blue chest. Boop. And just so YouTube can see it, we did indeed get us a 2-1. Whee! All right, YouTube, we'll see you guys and gals next time. Hey, they banned some stuff. Neat.